Trying to diagnose a mystery coolant leak on my 97 2.0 GTI. You can see this coolant leaking from the motor pretty substantially at this point. And we'll take a look at the engine from the top, see if we can find any leakage in the engine compartment, anything visible. And there is no visible leak that the eye can see from the top of the engine compartment. None of the hoses, all of the hoses have been replaced. Heater hoses are all new. Radiator hoses, no indication of a leak anywhere. The hoses are attached to the radiator. Nothing visible. The back of the motor has a exhaust manifold heat shield, making it impossible to see anything. You can grab hoses, you can search for leaks, nothing visible on the top of the motor. With the car on some ramps, it's been here for 5 minutes. You can see the spot. Maybe you'll see a drip if I wait long enough. Well, anyway, that's the spot. We'll take a look under the car, and you see a lot of things. You see the fact that I see a little green here, but I really don't think the water pump is leaking, honestly. Come over here and you see coolant dripping off the oil pan, and you try to spot where it's coming from, and the only thing you can come up with is this gap that's between the engine and the transaxle. It's coming from up in there. You can see it collecting on the bell housing and dripping off. It also drips off the oil pan. There's some oil leakage as well. You can see a drop on the drain plug. And it must be coming from up and around in the back of the motor somewhere. But imagine if it calls up on a lift, I might be able to reach up around there, and it's very tight. But that's my situation. Okay, now I've wiped down the underside of the motor with a paper towel, and I'm waiting to see where the first drop of coolant appears. So far, nothing. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. The first drop does appear on the bell housing. However, from under the motor, I can see some wetness coming from an area that's near the oil filter. So I'm going to get back on top now and just take a look at where that could possibly be coming from. Holy shit, I found the leak. This is going to sound totally bizarre, but the leak is in a metal pipe. I changed every hose on this car, and a metal pipe corroded and is leaking. There's a metal pipe that corroded and is leaking. The heater hose comes down to a metal viaduct before turning into rubber again. And the metal corroded and is leaking. After changing every hose in the car, 15 years old, 271 or 2,000 miles, and a metal pipe corroded. Well, I'm happy I found it anyway, so now I know what needs to be done, and I don't have to junk my car.